Can we have Senator Sue Serino, who was instrumental in helping to obtain funding for the project, come up?
Good evening, everyone. And actually, I think everyone in this audience, we should be applauding for you because you are all the driving force. That's why this day is here today. I can tell you, since taking office last year, I heard from so many constituents. And then this past spring, I drove in the school bus across the Taconic, and wow, what a scary experience that was. We had a great press conference, and I know this has been decades in the making, and people have been saying it's going to happen, but I have to tell you, our new regional director, Todd Westice, I'm sorry, Todd, I make a mess of your name, when he came on board, I had a meeting with him, and I was so impressed that he told me he took a ride down to Pudding Street to see exactly what the situation was. And he said it is a top priority, but they needed the money. So when it came to the budget time, we had the 5-year capital plan for MTA and the 5-year capital plan for DOT. MTA was getting more money. If we didn't get more money for DOT, we would not be standing here tonight. So the Senate, we told them we're not going to vote on the budget unless we have parity. It had to be equal. And because we were able to obtain those funds, we're going to be able to move this project forward. So I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for being here tonight. I know the frustration. I know as a mom, I can't imagine having my child ride on the school bus or having a new driver riding back and forth across that road. Wintertime would come and I'd hear it on the radio or read it in the newspaper how there was another accident again. But this is finally happening, and I can't thank Todd enough, DOT. The sheriff has been, Don Smith has been so supportive. Supervisor Oliverio, you've been great, driving force. Superintendent Wills, we've had meetings on this. County Executive Odell. And I want to thank the bus drivers, our first responders, because they had a lot of work to do. Anytime there was an accident, they were the guys and girls right on board. And I think I thanked everybody. So you're going to have a great presentation, and all of your questions will be answered this evening as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator Serino. This project is a priority to you, and as it is to us at New York State DOT, it's a priority to us in the future here as we progress it. And I'd like to just bring up Town Supervisor Sam Oliveri, Jr., and he could say a few words.
1998, I was a legislator up at the county, and this project was brought before the legislature. And we wrote a letter to the state, and we were told it was progressing. 2002, it was progressing. 2008, still progressing. Well, I have to tell you, it no longer is progressing. It is here. And I want to thank from the bottom of my heart each one of you who wrote the governor, wrote our senators, wrote the Senate and the Assembly, and advocated for this most important overpass. Having grown up in this town, I saw the damage and the carnage that the lack of a Bryant Pond overpass caused, and the overpass was built. And I've been witness to those close calls and those terrible T-bone situations on the Taconic crossing Pudding Street. Finally, thanks to Sue Serino's great advocacy. And Sue, I got to tell you, when you took office, we spoke and you made a promise. You said, we will get this done. I mean that in my first term. And God bless you, you have, because the money's been earmarked. This is going forward. That's what this meeting is all about. Thank you all so much. And my board is here. Wendy's here. Jackie's here. Anabi, Wendy Wetzel, Louis Luongo. I saw Larry Cobb, our highway superintendent, is here. Dr. Wills, people from the school, people from the county. All are here. Lou Albano. Not Lou, I'm sorry, Carl. I was thinking, sorry, Carl. That tells you where my head is, back in the 80s. All right. So many people are here because they care. And I thank the DOT for your efforts and listening and moving forward. And again, Sue, I can't thank you enough for the good work that you did in securing the monies for this project. And thank you, because it would not be happening without all your advocacy. God bless and thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I have one more speaker here that would like to come up from the Putnam Valley School District. We have the superintendent, Dr. Francis Wills.
I want to add my gratitude to all of those who came tonight and who have been part of the support, including board members, several of whom are here this evening. I know that Guy Cohn is here, and our chair, Jeannie Russo, our vice chair, Joe Ferraro, Ralph Smith is here, and Dave wanted to be here, but he had to take his son to college, so that's very important. But I know Dave has been on top of this for years, Dave Spittle, who lives in the Roaring area. You know, we all are very concerned. When I came to this district 3 years ago, I saw the Pudding Street intersection, and frankly, I was amazed that the school buses were running across that road. It's very challenging, and we have incredible drivers, and Mike Koenig is a great director, and so we do a lot of safety work, but it is a challenging place. Then I've been at the senior center, and I'm told the senior center bus goes across that interchange as well, and you have all the young drivers who have to make those decisions. You know, those are the big decisions. When do I go? And we are all here for the same purpose. We want a safe place, a safe space, and a safe way to traverse a very dangerous road. So thank you all for being here today, for your advocacy, and I hope you'll all make sure you give your comments to the stenographer and that you send your comments in, put them in the comment box, so that we make the impression that we want to make about the concern in the community. Thank you.
And now is the formal portion of this public hearing. We have the administrative part, which will be read by our New York State DOT Region 8 Regional Director, Mr. Todd Westheis.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's meeting is going to serve two purposes. It's an opportunity for you to learn about the project, and it's also a formal requirement under the eminent domain procedure law. So I'm going to say a few remarks to kind of introduce the project itself, then we'll apologize in advance. We're going to get into a little bit of the dry part, where I'm going to talk you through some of the legalities here. Before we commence really the formal portion, I'd like to thank this community for your outstanding support. I mean, the turnout here tonight is unbelievable. It's a testament to your support for the project, and the DOT, we're very happy to be finally delivering on what's been a long time coming. So we're looking forward to this end product, really a modern interchange out here on the Taconic at Pudding Street. I'd also like to thank Town Supervisor Oliverio, Dr. Wills, Putnam Valley Central Schools, and of course Senator Serino, whose advocacy here and the advocacy of the community really led to pushing this thing forward. So I want to thank again collectively everyone who's had a really strong piece of this. I'd also of course want to thank my staff, my team that have been out there answering questions, and I want to say that this formal piece is going to be a short portion of tonight's program. There will be an opportunity not only to have your comments officially entered into the record here with the stenographer, but also to go back out there if you have additional questions that you want to ask. My staff will be there waiting to answer those questions. If you came through the lobby, you likely noticed the placards demonstrating the preliminary design plan to improve the intersection out here on the Taconic, Pudding Street. We're calling for what's really a modern diamond interchange. We anticipate design approval this winter and construction to begin in 2019. Our design engineers and consultants believe this is the best solution for this intersection. They went through a number of options before they came to the images you've seen up there on the screen and out there on the placards. By creating a true interchange here, a modern interchange between the Parkway and Pudding Street, will create a safer and more modern traffic pattern for motorists on both roadways. We also, again, look forward to delivering this in 2019. Now, I'd like to call the formal portion of the meeting to order. This is a public hearing for the replacement of the Taconic State Parkway and Pudding Street intersection with an interchange that intends to carry Pudding Street over the Taconic State Parkway in the town of Putnam Valley, Putnam County. The New York State Department of Transportation's design standards are being used to evaluate existing features and proposed improvements. This improvement is being undertaken by the New York State Department of Transportation to provide a safe, efficient, and economical transportation facility at a reasonable cost on behalf of the people of the state of New York. In evaluating the proposed improvements, full consideration is being given to social, economic, and environmental effects. Every attempt will be made to limit the project impacts and make it as attractive as possible. The project action is being progressed under the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA, as a categorical exclusion with documentation, which anticipates that neither an environmental assessment nor environmental impact statement will be required, pending Federal Highway Administration approval. This hearing is being held to fulfill the requirements of Article 2 of the New York State Eminent Domain Procedure Law for right-of-way acquisitions required for construction that are considered non-de minimis. A legal notice advertising the hearing, the purpose, date, and location was published in the Journal News on July 20th, 2016, and between August 1st, 2016 and August 5th, 2016, again between August 10th, 2016 and August 14th, 2016. A news release announcing this meeting was also issued by our department on August 10th, 2016. Additionally, the town of Putnam Valley posted the meeting on their website. A stenographer is in attendance to record all the official proceedings, and a copy of the legal notice will be given to her to be included in the transcript. The stenographer will prepare the official hearing transcript. The intent of this hearing is to afford an opportunity for public participation in the completion of this project. All interested persons will be given the opportunity to express their opinions concerning the proposed improvements, as well as the social, economic, and environmental effects of the project on the community. Individuals may make oral or written statements. Oral statements should be made directly to the stenographer, who will record and enter them into official record. Written statements submitted at this hearing or mailed to the regional office and received by September 2nd, 2016 will also be made part of the official record. The mailing address for the submission of written comments is available in the brochure that was handed out and at the attendance table. You'll also be getting the mailing address from any of the department representatives. All comments received, along with these made at this hearing, will be used to evaluate our proposal and prepare the final plans. I now ask our Regional Director, Mike Schaefer, come back up here to explain this procedure for submitting comments, as well as some additional details about the project as it stands in the preliminary design phase. Mike?
Thank you. And we understand the importance of this project to everybody here, and by the sheer number of people that have come out to look at our placards outside and to discuss the project with our staff, I could tell it's very important to you all here what's going on at the Taconic, and we just want you to know that the project is very important, a safety improvement project to us along the Taconic State Parkway. It's one of a number of crossings that we've improved in the past and will continue to improve in the future, where the Taconic State Parkway had a good number of at-grade intersections which cross the Taconic and cause safety concerns and are known problems, and we're here to fix them. So we're proposing to put a new bridge over the northbound and southbound Taconic State Parkway at Pudding Street and allow for access both to the Roaring Brook community to the east and to the Putnam Valley to the west, and allow for safe school bus crossing without having to cross over the Taconic State Parkway. I know back about 15 years ago we went and did some interim improvements where we made the median a little wider there and did allow for two school buses to stop within the median and not have to block a lane or get stuck while crossing. And those interim improvements have lasted some time, but I'm glad to be here today to let you know that we're here to complete the project and finish the grade-separated crossing. What we're here now to wrap things up. Our representatives, both environmental, staff, real estate staff, our design staff will be out in the main hallway, as we were prior to the formal hearing. We'll be there to answer any questions you may have, to take your comments. But I do want to let you know that your comments are important, and we've already met with town supervisor and members of the fire and safety representatives, police departments, in some meetings already, and we will continue to meet with them and with the community as needed here to make sure that the right project gets done. And your comments tonight are what will help us to make sure that we get the right project built. So I do encourage everybody to write down your comments and drop them in the comment box as you're leaving. Or there are some envelopes and some comment cards you could take with you and mail in within the next 2-week period, as long as we receive them by September 2nd, I believe. And if we get a late comment, we'll still consider it, but as part of the formal EDPL hearing, to wrap that up and to be able to progress forward to design approval by this late fall, early winter, then we need to get your comments by September 2nd. And as we go forward into final design in the spring, and we'll try to progress final design as quickly as we can, but there are a lot of environmental issues which we need to deal with in the ongoing months and into next year to be able to make sure that we can get this project built correctly and minimizing environmental impacts and impacts to the community. So also, after we're done here and wrap up, you can form a line and leave comments verbally with the stenographer at the front of the room, and she'll be here until everybody has had a chance to leave a comment, oral comment with the stenographer, or like I mentioned, the 2 other methods of the comment cards. But we'll also be available to speak with everybody individually outside, and I thank you all for coming.